You are now locked into the Live with Brandon Blakeney podcast. Here is your host, Brandon Blakeney.
Raises some sensitivities of rivalries between players. In the case of Angel Reese, who's just had to shut it down because of a wrist injury, Caitlin Clark, who's continuing to play. Rivalry that goes back to their college days, presumably, where I guess some trash talking entered in. But now it seems on some social media channels to have taken a darker turn, a more menacing turn, where race has been introduced into the conversation, where sexuality is sometimes introduced into the conversation. How do you try and stay ahead of that, try and tamp it down, or act as a league when two of your most visible players are involved, not personally, it would seem, but their fan bases are involved in saying some very uncharitable things about the other?
Well, the one thing that's great about the league right now, we do sit at this intersection of culture and sport and fashion and music. Like, the WNBA players are really looked at now as kind of cultural icons.
True.
And when you have that, you have a lot of attention on you. There's no more apathy. Everybody cares. It is a little that Bird Magic moment, if you recall, from 1979, when those two rookies came in from a big college rivalry, one white, one black. And so we have that moment with these two. But the one thing I know about sports, you need rivalry. That's what makes people watch. They want to watch games of consequence between rivals. They don't want everybody being nice to one another. So the social media is different today than it was in 1979 when it didn't exist. But, you know, I always tell the players, you know, I was told a long time ago, if someone's typing something in and you wouldn't ask their advice, ignore it. So it's a balance, but certainly from a marketing dollars, but corporate partners are stepping up to endorse these players much more so than they were 5 years ago, because they see the benefit of having women and diverse women representing their brand.
I agree. Rivalries are good. Manning and Brady, the prime one among them.
Things can be turned and twisted to make a narrative. And we've seen it. But the WNBA, man, like, they have been bashed for having a bad product and wanting equal salaries and wanting more viewers and more luxuries and better travel. And they've gotten all these things. There are a lot of fans that are coming to the W now. And, I mean, now it's like, oh, we're getting all this attention, but now it's this. Like, yeah, they're battling a lot of problems that a lot of women battle in around the world in general. You know, this isn't just a WNBA thing. But to pin it all on Cathy, man, like, I know she's the one of the faces, she's the voice, she's the commissioner. She's supposed to stand on business. She's supposed to lay the law down. She's supposed to lead by example. She is supposed to have her players' backs. She is supposed to be that voice. She is not. She has proven that she is not. I'm not sure what people were expecting from her. I know what people expect from a commissioner. I don't know what people were expecting from Cathy, though. She definitely just flew over most of those comments, though, and focused solely on the rivalry and the business model for this league and where it's headed. Saheed, welcome, man. Y'all make sure to have them notifications on. Shanks, thanks for the update. Okay, Sunshine says you can control these channels by suing. Angels needed to get her lawyer send paper to these channels that use her image all the time. I think the fact that they were saying that she was faking her injury was despicable, man. I don't like that. I don't like that. But Cathy, they've been pushing her for expansion. Like, she's flaky, bro. She has not stood on business. She has not stood on business. Is Cathy being held to a different expectation because she is a woman and she's a commissioner of a major league? Like, that's the thing. You have all these new fans now that are coming in. This is really what you guys asked for. You wanted more viewership. You wanted to be taken seriously as athletes, as a league. You wanted to grow your product. I mean, that's what's happening. There are a lot of trolls, but I mean, that's what's happening. Ernest, like, by stand on business, like, are you going to have your players' backs? Are you going to have the league's best interests? Is that the same thing for them? They are getting a lot of new fans. You can't just alienate them. But yeah, it's Twitter. There's trolls, there's clowns everywhere. There's going to be trolls everywhere. There's trolls in every league. There's always people talking crazy. Players in the NFL get death threats for missing fantasy games. You know what I'm saying? This is something athletes go through. Male athletes are sexualized as well. Now, it can get real spooky out here, man, with some of the comments, even what I've seen. But the attacks on the character, it's unwarranted. So he says, make me the commissioner. Cathy hasn't standed on business about anything, though. She hasn't stood on business about anything. So, even to the point of expansion and getting players paid more. So why would it stop now? Why would it stop now? Trolls live off the chaos they create. No one person can stop the trolls. Yeah, the internet is undefeated, bro. The internet is undefeated. Ignoring them made many move on. Trolls are like sharks. When they see they are getting to the players, then it's open season. Yeah, they smell blood in the water. They smell blood in the water, and a lot of WNBA players we've seen, several of them have really went at it with trolls on social media. They definitely have. One fan said, respectfully, Cathy Englebert is no longer the right person to represent the league as commissioner. She's out of her league and she lacks depth to provide clarity on the realistic threat misogyny, racism, and homophobia have in the WNBA. Another person says, why is this woman leading professional sports league, making statements like these? We need answers, hold these people accountable, and make their actions have consequences. This is disgusting, and the WNBA should be ashamed to call Cathy Englebert the commissioner. A lot of strong feelings. But they are dragging her on social media. I'm just saying. Saheed for commissioner. Let's go. They are saying that she controlled racism and bigotry to rivalries. I don't think she compared them at all. She just flew over one and talked about one. You can use somebody's name, likeness, and image if you're reporting on it. We do it all the time. That's tough. That's tough. Should Cathy Engelbert have said more? The people have spoken 60-40. 60-40 in the chat. Big responsibilities come with big titles, and maybe she is not the long-term answer to lead this league. It seems like a lot of people feel that way. Fever to the finals. Let's go. Man, I don't know. Is Cathy going to survive this one, y'all? I don't know. Is she going to survive this one? That was tough. That was really tough to watch. That was tough to read. Man. They calling her soft. They calling her unqualified. Duke says Cathy Engelberg has been a paper commissioner. Facts. This is nothing new. This is nothing new. Mad generic. Mad generic, man.